Right now, as you watch this, 95% of everything you think, feel, and decide is not being done by you. It is being done by a part of your brain that you have never met, that you cannot see, that you cannot control. And the most terrifying part, it made a decision about your life 7 seconds ago, before you even knew you were thinking. Stay with me, because in the next 9 minutes, I am going to show you the hidden operating system running your entire existence. Welcome to the Mind Vault, where we decode the rarest knowledge on earth and explain it so clearly, so simply, that anyone can understand it in minutes. Today, we are going into something that the greatest psychologists, neuroscientists, and philosophers have debated for 200 years. Something that affects every single decision you will make today. The unconscious mind. Let us go. Imagine your mind as an iceberg. The part above the water, your conscious mind, is only 5 to 10%. This is what you are aware of right now. These words, this screen, your thoughts. But beneath the surface, 90 to 95% is your unconscious mind. And this enormous hidden layer controls your breathing, your heartbeat, your immune system, your emotional reactions, your habits, your cravings, your fears, and who you feel attracted to. Sigmund Freud first described this in the 1890s, and for decades people thought it was philosophy, not science. But then came the brain scanners. In 2008, a neuroscientist named John Dylan Haynes put people inside a brain scanner in Berlin. He asked them to press a button, left hand or right hand, whenever they felt like it, and to notice the exact moment they decided. The result? The brain scanner detected the decision up to 10 seconds before the person said they had decided. Their brain had already chosen. The conscious mind was simply told afterwards. 10 seconds. Think about what that means for your life. Here is the simplest way to see this in your own life. Think about when you first learned to drive. Every single thing required total concentration. Mirror, signal, gear, brake, accelerate. You were exhausted just going to the shops. Now, you drive home from work and suddenly realize you cannot remember the last 10 minutes of the journey. You arrived safely, but your conscious mind was somewhere else entirely. That is your unconscious taking over. And this happens with everything. The way you react when someone criticizes you. The way you feel when you enter certain rooms. None of it is a conscious choice. It is all programming, running in the background, 24 hours a day. Carl Jung, one of the greatest psychologists who ever lived, said something I want you to remember forever. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Most people go through their entire lives driven by unconscious programming they received before the age of 7, childhood experiences, emotional wounds, belief systems from parents, teachers, society, all of it stored in the unconscious. And because you cannot see it, you think it is just who you are, but it is not who you are. It is what was installed in you. And here is where this becomes incredibly powerful. The unconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. This is why visualization works for athletes. This is why anxiety attacks feel physically real even when there is no actual danger. This is why watching a horror movie makes your heart race even though you are sitting safely on your sofa. Your unconscious is responding to what it believes is real. So what do you actually do with this? 3 things that science has proven work. First, journaling. Writing down your thoughts forces your unconscious patterns into conscious awareness. Second, meditation. Regular meditation physically changes the structure of your brain, making the conscious reasoning part thicker and more powerful. A Harvard study confirmed this after just 8 weeks. Third, pattern interruption. When you notice yourself reacting automatically, stop. Name the reaction. Say out loud, "I notice I feel defensive right now." Naming an emotion activates your rational brain and reduces panic instantly. That gap between what happens and how you respond is where your freedom lives. If this gave you even one new thought about your own mind, smash that like button. Subscribe to the Mind Vault, because next week I will show you how trauma changes your actual DNA and passes that change to your children. The science will completely change how you see yourself. I will see you there.